Hey, everybody.
We'll give it a few minutes to let people trickle on in. How's everybody doing tonight?
Hey, it's raining here. I'm happy. I mean, I know
Are
it's
you?
not good rain for everybody, but we needed it.
We're pumpkin happy up here in Craigsville. We got rain.
I think we have tornadoes.
Well, that's
We're
not
under
good.
storm watch.
I don't like to hear that for you guys.
I think we are too, Pam.
I hope not, but I haven't been paying a whole lot of attention to just liking the rain.
Hang on just a sec.
Talking to us, Michael?
I have a call I have to take. I'll be back.
Okay. Give it a couple more minutes, guys. See who else shows up. Okay, that's enough time. We'll go ahead and get started, everyone. I have asked Jared to take minutes for me tonight because I can't do it all, and Michael just had eye surgery. So I don't think we need a full roll call for 17 people. Jared, can you verify that you've got the roll call?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a photo of the participants we have in here, and then I'll keep track in case anyone joins in later.
Okay. Is that okay with everyone? Okay. I don't hear any objections. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the secretary report. We have not yet approved the March report. Has everybody had a chance to look that over? Can I get a motion to approve the March report?
I moved to approve. This is Pam Klein.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Sleepy group tonight.
I know. Come on, guys, wake up. I know we've had a busy month, but come on. Okay, and we'll move on to the May report.
I'll also move to approve.
And can I get a second on that as well?
I'll second it as well. Pam and I are doing all the moving tonight.
Apparently you are. All those in favor? Any discussion first?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, so first up for tonight, I asked Ryan to be here to give us a report on the convention.
Hello, good evening. Hope you can all hear me. Ryan Frankenberry, ED of the party. So we had a fantastic convention about a week and a half ago, and I appreciate everyone on here that I was able to see and talk to. Sorry for those that I might not have been able to have as much time, but we had a lot to manage. If you were there, you're aware we had about 350 delegates actually come and get credentialed in. We had a beautiful full room in the South Hall and then split into our two congressional delegations. I want to say thank you, first and foremost, to all of you who helped get your county conventions on and put them on and got delegations and sent delegations. It was a big lift, and we know that, but we feel like it helped boost the energy that carried into the state convention and is now going to carry through this summer and into the fall season. We certainly had some incredible members elected to our 3 standing committees, and I want to thank the chairs and the members of those committees for the excellent work they did. Many of you are probably aware we had quite an extensive list of resolutions submitted, and the resolutions committee worked late into the night Friday, considering them all, debating them, the merits of each resolution, and also coming up with various terms on how to deal with many of those resolutions. So thank you to all who were involved in that. Thank you to all who provided input or provided resolutions to that. So that was great. Our rules committee, again, also did an amazing job. First and foremost, just coming up with the rules and passing the rules. It was, again, another really good committee meeting prior to the convention start, with a lot of transparency and discussion. And then the rules committee really stepped up throughout the convention in helping us make sure that our various elections went off without a hitch. And so much appreciation to all the folks on the rules committee. And our credentials committee was called in to really help us manage the registration. And I want to say a big thanks to Pam Klein and Terry Rodabaugh for coming in early to help us get it started, and then help lead that credentials team in how to get everybody properly credentialed in. It was quite an undertaking. We had some things that were required by the Biden campaign and the DNC. And we also had individual name tags that took a little bit of time to get put out, but I think that they were really helpful. And I think people appreciated being able to see everybody's name and where they were from, what county, if they were on a committee that was identified. But overall, we had some great speeches. We do have video of everything. And then, the actual elections were spirited. We had quite a few people fill out their candidate statements to be delegates to the National Convention in Chicago in August. And I'm quite proud of the delegation that our convention elected. It's an incredibly diverse delegation. It's going to be representing West Virginia in Chicago. I think that that type of convention, we made the news because Of course, the Republican Party was not planning to have a state convention. And then when it was pointed out through a lawsuit that they were breaking the law, they just changed the law. And so we were proud to host an in-person. In fact, we're one of the states that actually did in-person county and state convention. There's lots of states around the country that still just did it virtual. So I'm proud of the fact that we all came together, and I think that it let a lot of folks meet folks for the first time since COVID. So there were a lot of great networking opportunities, and I think moving forward, it's giving us the ability to communicate even better amongst our counties and friends. Barb, I see you have your hand raised.
Yeah, it's ill that hated missing it. And I was glad to hear it went so well. And I saw a lot of pictures, but you said you have video. Is it going to be posted to the party's YouTube channel?
We hope to. I don't actually have the video yet, but the entire thing was recorded. So what we're hoping to do is, for one, we're going to clip all of our candidates that got to speak and share those, because we had some great speeches. I don't know if we'll post the entire full length of the convention, just due to the size of it, but we're going to be breaking it up and putting things out like that. Yep.
I think our candidates need that exposure, especially after some of the things that happened today.
Yep. Pam?
I just want to thank you, Ryan, because I know you and Corey did a lot of work behind the scenes. Every time we turned to need them from you, one of you was there, and I just appreciate all the hard work that went into that and all the people who came and participated. It was a great convention, I thought.
Yeah, and I thank you for saying Corey's name. I can't say how much work Corey put in. Corey Roman, our organizer, he was actually in town the entire week so that we could, be doing all the things that has to happen to get ready for a convention like that. And we also had a incredibly successful state committee meeting just afterwards on Saturday. With really positive attendance. I was really glad to see so many friends stay just to watch and participate who aren't voting members of the state executive committee. During that committee, we elected Jared Powell. The committee elected Jared Powell as our new associate chair male. So congratulations to Chair Powell. And also we passed some bylaws updates, which was a spirited conversation. We do have that online or recorded, and we're going to put all that online as well. And then probably the biggest news is that we now have 2 new incoming DNC committee man and committee woman. They will take their terms will start on August 23rd, which is the Friday immediately following the DNC convention in Chicago. And so the committee elected Sam Petzonk to be our national committee man, and Selena Vickers is our national committee woman. So congratulations to all of the folks that were elected. Again, it was a really high energy weekend, and we couldn't have done it without every participant. So thank you.
All done, Ryan?
I'll turn it back to you.
Okay. And I want to express my thanks too. It was a great convention. And there was a lot of energy, and there was a lot of hard work that went into it. So thank you for that. Next up, I wanted to bring Selena on. She is the new DNC committee member, as Ryan said. And I kind of want her to explain to us exactly what that means.
Well, hi, Tammy, and thanks for having me. I also want to give kudos to Mike and Ryan and all of the committee chairs and members, everybody that came. I mean, it is a really, really huge deal to put on a convention. We all know the work that it took in our own counties to have our convention. Imagine that, on steroids. And I thought it was a wonderful convention. I'm really proud of the platform. You know, like one of the two main things that we're responsible for through our convention, and we do every 4 years, is to adopt a platform and elect our folks that are going to go to represent us at the national convention. And I'm just really proud of both of those things. And thank you all for the work that you did in making that happen. And again, you know, I know that the staff did the heavy lifting, so really, really great job. So, but to answer Tammy's question, so every the DNC is basically the equivalent of our state executive committee. So it's the governing body of the National Democratic Party, just like the West Virginia Executive Committee is the governing body of the West Virginia Democratic Party. And so the people who make up that, there's just a little bit shy of 500 people. And there's different ways that you can become members, that the vast bulk of the people who are members are chairs and vice chairs of state and territory parties. They're automatically members. And then there are a certain number of what they call committee men and women, although they, just to be fair, that they can be non-binary, but it's just what they're called. And so there are big states like California and Florida have a lot of those. They might have up to 30. West Virginia is a very small state, so we get two. We get one man and one woman. And so the term is a very odd term. It begins the day after the national convention, and it's a 4-year term. It lasts through the next convention. So, and because you're a DNC member, you are considered at the national convention what we probably know as superdelegates. So they are automatic delegates. They don't have to be, you know, go through a process to be delegates at the national convention, anything other than they're kind of like ex officio members because of their status as DNC members. So that is a major part of it. The other thing is there are 2 DNC meetings a year. Every now and then there might be like a special meeting that they might have on Zoom or something like that. But for the most part, there are 2 meetings a year, usually a spring meeting and a fall meeting. And well, I think they call it like summer and winter, but it's basically around March and around September, October when they have it. And so one of them is usually in Washington, D.C., and the other one is usually somewhere else in the United States. And they are 3-day, usually 3 to 4 day meetings. Usually start on Wednesday and they end on Saturday. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are council meetings, committee meetings, caucus meetings, and things like that. And then on Saturday, they have their business meetings. And so the bulk of the work of the DNC, just like any, you know, like in the legislature and everything, the bulk of the work happens in the committees, usually rules and bylaws, resolutions, credentials, and executive committee. They also have a budget and finance committee. So all those, they meet and they do their work, and then all that basically ratified on Saturday. So you have, just like you have representatives in Congress, you have representatives on the DNC, which are right now Mike Pushkin and Teresa Torreseva, your chair and your vice chair, and then your committee men and women. I'm your woman, and Sam Patsock is the male. So, in my opinion, our responsibility is to represent West Virginia well, to attend meetings, to bring back information, to advocate for the needs of West Virginia. And then also we want to absolutely support the party and help build the party on a national level as well. So, so I think that we, you know, help the national, and we also, you know, encourage national to help us in West Virginia. My sort of personal mission with this new role is, and I've been going to DNC meetings. I've been to every DNC meeting that has been in person beginning in 2018. And you meet, I was not a DNC member, I just went to them. and you meet a lot of people. There are a variety, there's people exactly like you and me there. There are people there with either a lot of money, a lot of connections, a lot of power. Those people exist there too. And I can tell you, not everyone like that, but a lot of them do not understand West Virginia, do not understand West Virginians. They often, like many people in the United States and other places, they kind of believe the stereotypes about West Virginians and kind of like write us off as, oh, this, you know, dumb people from West Virginia. Okay. But if you begin to have conversation, I mean, that's like a very, very broad statement. And I have those, I have, thoughts about other states as well too, that, I know are not necessarily correct. But the bottom line is, but after you start having conversations with people and really try to understand them and they understand you, I think that we can help, we move people. And I've seen that happen with West Virginia. And what I think is important for people in DC to know is that we're not a red state, we're a non-voting state. And that's just a fact. If people in West Virginia voted their interest, we would be a democratic state again. There are enormous factors that have affected the fact that like people are very apathetic and feel beat up and feel like, their government doesn't care about them. Politicians don't care about them. I mean, there's like a lot. I mean, we could all write a book about that, right? But there are some things that we know work to get people engaged and to get people voting. But it takes money and it takes an enormous amount of effort. And what I have every intention of doing is to convince people to invest in West Virginia. And we need a plan. We need a 10 to 12 year plan to turn West Virginia from this kind of red to purple to blue. I do not think that is a pipe dream. I think that it is a very tangible thing that can happen and will happen. The pendulum always will swing back and forth, and the pendulum is going to swing our way. And I think that we have to be prepared for it, and I think that we need to be a part of making that happen. So part of what I want to do in my new role is to get folks on that level to understand that we're a non-voting state and to get them to invest in some very specific things that will help us get people out to vote and to, like I said, have this plan to turn us from red to purple to blue in 10 to 12 years. And if we don't have a plan, if we don't do anything, either nothing will happen or it'll move very slow. So we have to have a plan and we have to move. So with that said, that's sort of like my kind of mission of one of the things I want to do. And then if you guys will have me back, I'm glad to at any point come on and share information with you all. I'm glad to carry information to the DNC to hook you up with people that may be helpful to you there. But also after we have these 2 meetings a year to come back, and I'm glad to report on what happened at those meetings and that sort of thing to make sure that you are connected and know what's going on a national level, because what they do certainly affects us, and we should all be aware of that. So anyway, so those are I hope that I'm glad to answer any questions, but that's sort of the gist of that particular role.
Thank you for that, Selena. Are there any questions? Okay, I'm going to send it back to Ryan here really quickly.
Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Selena. I just wanted to again, I would be remiss to not thank Selena for all of the effort and energy and input that was put into our delegate selection plan that was written a year and a half ago, if not longer, and approved by the State Executive Committee and the DNC Rules and Bylaws Committee. Had it not been for the plan that that we were able to produce in large part to Selena's efforts. The convention would not have gone as smoothly, and you know, we would. I just don't feel like we would have as diverse of a delegation. So I just wanted to say that to this group to let you know what an important person Selena was in helping us get our delegate selection plan together. So thank you again.
Okay, thank you, Ryan. Does anyone have any questions for either of them before we move on? No, thank you both. Okay, new business. And this is one of the reasons why I felt like we needed to have this meeting today, is that we have some new chairs that that need help kind of to figure out their way. And I was thinking that we could have people mentor them. I don't know if any of the new ones are on here tonight. Are any of them here? We are a very talkative group tonight. Come on, guys, let's get excited. I'm assuming they're not here tonight, but we can, if you are interested in helping them out, please contact me so that we can put you two together. And if you know of any that have questions, you can always send them to me and I will try to find the answers if I don't already have them. Pam?
I did want to say I tried to reach out to the new chair in Webster County.
Mhm.
Webster County, as Terry can attest to, has been a big beast for Nicholas County. We really wanted to get them up and running because we know a lot of the people there, but it's Penny Graham. I did try to reach out to her today and I didn't get any response back from her, but I'm sure she will be a great chair, and we're going to continue to mentor in Nicholas County to Webster County. And of course, we're going to keep our mentorship with Greenbrier County because Greenbrier's been a great mentor to us. So it's a great thing to do. And I urge anybody who, it's rewarding too, to see them actually get up and running. They had a meet the candidate night, which was very successful. So it's really rewarding when you do mentor to the other counties. So I just wanted to let you know that she will be around.
Thank you, Pam. And like I said, you can always come and ask questions. If you don't have the answers, by all means, reach out. And if I don't have them, somebody on this phone call will. Barbara Scott?
Yes, thank you. I have been working with Cindy Welsh from Doddridge County. When she ran for the executive committee, she was the only person in her county to run. And she's been posting, having meetings, whatever. And finally, she had someone come in with a flyer to her place of business and say, "Is this you? Are you the Democrat committee?" And she said, "Well, I ran for it, so yes, I am the Democrat committee." And from there, that person volunteered to hold a get together at their farm. And she got 6 people to join the executive committee from the flyers she kept putting them around town, because the newspapers refused to put a notice in the paper without her buying an ad. And that's what we're going to run into with more local papers going out of business, or, you know, publishing less frequently. She resorted to tacking up flyers around town. So I have to say, Cindy is, you know, she had a county convention. She got people to sign up, and then they couldn't afford to go because of the price of the hotels. But they are active in their county. They are meeting on a regular basis, and I found it really encouraging. So I hope others will help other counties that are just hitting the ground. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I think helping chairs figure out what job they have to do is very important, and we need to all be there for them. Anybody who is asking questions and wanting, you know, some sort of guidance, I think that we need to give it to them. And that's going to come down to the county also having the county chairs guide. So we need to get that back up and running and get that finished so that it is available to new chairs. Michael, aren't you chair of that one? You're muted.
Yes, I am. And I at the last meeting, I had committed to getting that going again, but we've had some family health issues, apologies. And I just had eye surgery, but I'll try to get that out in the next week or so, the
Do you
update.
need some help with that?
Let me get the current version out to the people that expressed an interest, and we'll get it rolling forward, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay. That's good. Pam, your hand is still up. Did you need to speak again or?
Oh, I didn't really, but I was thinking that we just need to remember that we're the who's, so we just need to work and get our voices out there, and I think people are listening. I think they're taking notice of what the work we're doing.
I think they are. I just want to express that the County Chairs Association, this is what we're here for. We're here to support each other. And I am very happy to hear that we have chairs out there that are actually doing the work and helping. And by all means, if anybody needs any help, please reach out to me. Does anybody else have any other questions on that subject?
I have a question. This is Dorothy in Hampshire County. How do we find out who the new chairs are? Is there a list? They've been added to a
Yes,
big
there is
list.
a list, and every single chair should have access to it's going to be shared with you on the Google Drive. All of you actually have access right now. You can go into those folders and find everything that you need. If you have not, it has not been shared with you, let me know. And Ryan just put it in the chat as well. So you can go straight there and pull that up.
It does help to have a Google account, by the way. You can do it if you don't have a Google account, but it's a lot. This is a Google Drive, so it's more seamless if you have a Google account.
Yeah, a lot of the counties, the state and a lot of the counties are moving to using Google Drive because it's the ease of sharing things. And we can just share out drives with each other and you can see everything that's going on. So I would
That's
encourage
actually
that
in
for
your
all.
documents, Tammy.
I'm sorry, what?
That's actually in the documents that you shared with us in your email about the meeting. It's
About
in
the
those,
Google Drive?
in those
Yeah.
links.
Yeah, all of that should be all the documents that I sent out are in that drive, that shared drive. So you have access to it.
So a question though, I wasn't able to access it. I have a Google account, but apparently I don't have the correct password to get into those files.
Password?
Hi, Dorothy. Dorothy, if it's an account on a Western New Democratic Party workspace, if you don't have access, you should have an ability to just request access. So if you run into that, just hit the request and it'll send it to me. But everyone should have access. And if you're not having access, let me know. No problem.
Thanks. I'll contact you later.
Okay, good. Yeah, if anybody has that problem, just reach out to Ryan because this is there for everyone to go in and look at. Any other questions as far as that goes? No? Okay. All right, next up is the bylaw committee report. We had met last time and we have the bylaws. I shared those with everyone. If anyone has trouble getting into those, let me know. I want you guys to take this and over the next 2 weeks, and you have a finite date in 2 weeks, I want the bylaw committee to meet. And all of the suggestions that we get, we will take into consideration. And then at the July meeting, we will present it basically for first reading. But I want everybody to have a chance to read over it and make suggestions that they think would be helpful. because these bylaws are for all of us. Does anyone have any questions on that? Pam?
There was one thing that we did pass at the state executive committee meeting, and we don't address it in here, and we don't address it in Nicholas County, but it's been a lot of discussion about it, with the attendance bylaws, that we passed. And maybe Selena could take a minute and kind of give us a little, review of what that actually is. I know it'd be hard to do here, but maybe it's a communication that we should make to Ryan or to somebody, if we have chairs that aren't making these meetings, that we try to reach out to them and try to figure out how to get that attendance up on our meetings. I know there's some counties, you know, when we, there's McDowell, there's several counties that are just disconnected because of internet, not having internet and access that way. So it'd just be nice to be able to figure out how to reach out to those county chairs and get them online. And maybe we need to, I don't know if we could even address an attendance policy with this association, but it might be something too that counties might want to consider too, as we go forward. But if maybe Selena could explain that bylaw that we passed, that part of the bylaws just for a second, and just give people some things to think about.
Is she still on the call?
If she's not, maybe Ryan can.
I was under the impression that bylaws, the state parties, you can't put anything in we have to follow theirs, and then you can expand on them in anything under that. Ryan, am I correct in that?
You're correct that county bylaws can't contradict the state bylaws, and the state bylaws can't contradict the DNC. I think what Pam is referencing, there was a bylaws update at the state executive committee, and it does include a new attendance policy. And if I recall correctly, the attendance policy allows for a member of the state executive committee to be essentially brought up for removal proceedings if they don't attend 3 meetings in a row, or if they don't attend, I believe, 5 over the term. There's the potential for calls for removal. They are provided due process where they can respond and present their case. And I apologize, I'm not actually looking at the updated bylaws at the moment, but they will be updated and on the website and shared around widely for people to review.
Thank you, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara? Barbara, you had your hand up. Did you want to talk or?
I'm sorry, I'm having some difficulty. We're having storming here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I apologize. I'm losing, it's just kind of brown out. So if you lose me, that's what happened.
Okay.
We're under a tornado warning north of here. So anyway, what I was going to say, we previously discussed this. We're an association of county chairs. We have no power to remove a county chair from this association. They can appoint someone else to attend with a proxy meeting by meeting. But we had this discussion previously. We can't tell someone, if you don't attend, you're not part of the county chairs association. We don't have the power to do that. And I think if we tried to do that, we'd be in legal difficulty. I understand trying to encourage people to attend and maybe point out to them they can appoint a proxy or someone else on their committee if they're not able to attend. But we don't have that power when they're elected. In fact, I think Thornton Cooper spoke to that at the state executive committee meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, any other announcements? Nobody has anything going on?
I want to ask you a question, Tammy. How was your event on Monday?
Oh, our protest, that was fun.
Good.
That was actually a lot of fun. We attracted counter protesters.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, so yeah, we attracted them. We were on TV. And the local newspaper came out and they did interviews with a bunch of people on both sides. So lots of press. We got to do the chanting. Everybody was, out there having a great time. We listened to female rage music. So, and we plan to do it again. And the final result is we got more honks than they did. So
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's great. Ours was we probably had about 20 people. We did one at our courthouse. We got way more honks than we did, and we had no counter protesters, but ours was a little bit less organized, I guess. It was I'm actually just getting over COVID. And so
Oh.
I've been sick for about a week, maybe 10 days. And but anyway, we did have a good turnout, and our local paper was there, and they did a little article in the paper. They didn't talk to any of us, of course, because but they did put a picture in. But I'm glad yours. I was thinking about you on Monday, and I'm glad yours went so well. So
I was thinking about you too. As mine was going on, I was hoping yours went just as well.
it really did, and we sold out our dinner on Saturday night.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
yeah, we got more people. Like we got I think I sold like 6 tickets at the protest. So and that kind of rounded out our ticket sales. So I think we got, about well, we're sold out, but now we don't know if everybody's going to show up. But anyway, but good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad yours worked out well.
Yeah, we had a good time. I had t-shirts for everybody when they came out, and everybody was wearing like the red t-shirts on our side. So it looked nice. We were all uniform. So any other announcements? Any other events happening around the state? Oh, you guys really are not talkative tonight, man.
I will say for Hampshire County, we had a small demonstration on Monday in front of our courthouse. Sorry, I didn't raise my hand. I can't find that thing on my screen.
That's
Um,
okay.
We had, I think it was 12 people that showed up. We had signs, we were waving signs, had one that said honk, and many people honked in agreement with us. Several people, middle finger yelling at us, but it wasn't too bad. We had 2 different vehicles that stopped and gave us cold water. So that was good.
Oh,
But
awesome.
about 10 to 12 people showed up.
That is awesome. I didn't know you were having a protest. So yeah, you. Anything else going on?
I guess some of us will be attending the reception for Stephen Williams tomorrow night in Huntington. So hopefully if anybody's available, come on down. Should be a good event. And please extend our condolences to Chair Kuntz in his loss with his family. We just wanted to extend our condolences too.
I will make sure to pass that on. Jared? You're muted.
There we go, on mute. I feel compelled to echo what DNC committeeman Sam Petzock said about us that went to the convention, especially within our senatorial districts, that we should organize an interest meeting there, get candidates involved, and really try to organize, at least at the Senate level, and build up cooperation through there. I think that's a really great opportunity, especially as we consider new county chairs coming in. That might be an opportunity for hopefully any more senior members within their senatorial district at the county, as a county chair, to be able to provide some assistance and guidance.
Thank you, Jared.
I have a question, Tammy, real quick. I've had a lot of people here asking if we're going to be able to get Biden-Harris signs. Ryan, do you know anything about that? Or, I mean, I know you can buy them, but I mean, and I'd like to, or maybe we could have our own made. I don't know. I just didn't know if there were any that are going to be coming that we can get, coming from national or anything like that.
Yeah, so actually, people that came to the state convention were able to get signs. We have quite a nice allotment so far. And if you have a county headquarters, please reach out to me so that we can try to get a group of signs for those. But they are the bag signs, which are not my favorite. Excuse me, not my favorite. But that is what the Biden-Harris team has been sending out. And we also plan to offer a West Virginians for Biden-Harris sign too.
Can we get them if we don't have a headquarters?
I'm sure we can make an
Like
arrangement.
sent to my house, which will be our headquarters.
We'll make some kind of arrangement, Cindy.
What kind, what'd you say, bag signs? You mean this, like the more plasticky ones? Is that what they are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, thank you, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Brian,
Absolutely.
will you be here tomorrow night?
I'm sorry, what? Who was that?
Will you be there tomorrow evening?
I believe so, yeah.
If you want to stick some in your car, I mean, I could load my car up on the way back and get them at least more north, and we could try to arrange to distributing out that way, maybe to Pocahontas and up to Elkins and different places like that. I wouldn't care to load my car up tomorrow evening, bring some
I'm a little
north.
disappointed you didn't say Cranberry Glades.
Oh, well, I could say Cranberry Glade. Get right
Tyler
over to
Childers
Richwood.
reference.
But I would
Yeah,
be
I can
happy to bring a
absolutely.
load
I'll
back.
bring some. Yeah, I'll bring some that way. It's not like we have a whole lot, but we do have a decent amount. And the whole point is to disperse them to Biden supporters to put in their yards, not on roadsides. I will say that one of the things that I don't like about these signs is they are not holding up very well in high sunlight, like high intensity sunlight. The red ink in particular, which is just the E on the Biden, is fading quickly. But that's that. Tammy, you have your hand
I
up.
actually have a question. I have some candidates that don't want their yard signs put out before like September. Is that a normal thing?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's actually state code as far as yard sign placements, like in right of ways in public areas. I don't have the date in front of me, but it is closer to that time. But I think that, I personally think that if you have a supporter that'll put a sign in their yard, you can do it anytime you want to. I think that we should be getting that out there. I am admittedly not a yard sign person, have not been for 20 years as I've been doing this game. But yet, I will absolutely advocate for having yard signs in people's or businesses' spaces, because the entire point of the yard sign is to show that you are a supporter, and hopefully that is influential on people that know you or pass by your business or something like that. I am absolutely against yard signs being placed on sides of roads and at intersections. I think they're absolutely pointless, and they look like every other junk sign out there.
Yeah, they get lost in the weeds. Yeah, they do. Okay, anything else going on?
I'll even volunteer to help if you want to start distributing yard signs. 2016, I developed a yard sign activist code in Vote Builder so that we could track candidates' yard signs, and that's taken off. But that way, you have a list of exactly where your yard signs are.
That's cool.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, it makes a cool looking map too, because you can build a map based on that activist code, and you can show where you are. So, and I've also coached candidates into looking at Department of Transportation highway flow maps, and then building yard sign lists so that we can make phone calls or door knocks on those high traveled roads to get yard signs in people's yards.
That's a good idea. Yeah. Kathy?
We're planning on having a headquarters, starting in September. So is that too late to be getting yard signs from you, or should we do it now and just hold on to them until then? Do you think you'll have more coming in?
To be determined. I think it's probably, I think there's a chance that we'll get more coming in. Frankly, we got twice as many as I requested. And I requested
Okay.
because I saw states through our executive directors group were requesting it ahead of Super Tuesday. And so I just put a request in ahead of Super Tuesday and they sent it to me anyway. And they definitely typoed something because we got a pallet that I was not expecting. So I would say it could be a little bit of both, Kathy. We can connect offline to see if we can get you some,
Okay,
but you know, I think that we can put in another request and probably expect to get that.
sure. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, does anybody have anything else? Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn then?
Move to adjourn, and thanks for holding the meeting and keeping us moving forward.
You're welcome. And can I get a second on that?
I'll second the motion.
Who was that?
Kathy?
Kathy.
Kathy, thank you, Kathy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye. Good night, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.